Okay, this is so interesting. Check this out. For the second year in a row, the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Institute commissioned a survey to better understand Americans' views on a really broad scope of national defense issues. The annual Reagan National Defense Survey polled more than 1,000 U.S. adults between October 24th and 30th. So this is all current event stuff. Here now to talk more about the survey is KUSI contributor and AM 760 radio host Mark Larson. Thank you so much for coming by.
Well, and just in time for Thanksgiving chats around the table where
That's
they say,
right.
Don't talk politics, you can talk about this. It's really interesting on a lot of counts.
It is.
You see some trends. They asked the same kind of questions a year ago, and then they come back and you could see some trends, some more positive. The biggest takeaway from this is that Reagan's vision of peace through strength is still very strong with most Americans, at least according to the survey. There are 1,000 adults surveyed around the end of October, so you always have to look at how the questions were asked and what was going on in the news at the time. But the biggest thing when Trump is trying to do as he campaigned to do, to get out of some of the foreign entanglements like Syria and working on Afghanistan, I think every American would agree that if we could do that and keep stability, that'd be great. But when you break it down, the majority of Americans say, you know what, we should be involved where human rights and where freedom and liberty are at stake and crucial. And that was Reagan's point, because no, we can't be the policeman of the world or policewoman of the world, but we can be the force for good. Who else is going to do it?
Yeah, a majority of Americans said that they at least wanted a presence overseas. I was actually surprised with how many people did want us involved and felt like our foreign leaders, our leaders for foreign policy, should have a piece somewhere all over the world. Let's look up, we've got a board for you so you can see the numbers here. Important issues facing the country. And it's just like you said, what's going on in the news right now? And so for people right now, they're saying politics and partisanship.
Well, at this time, the impeachment, the first round was stepping up on Capitol Hill, so of course that's there. And the same kind of questions I asked last year, too. Corruption and incompetent political leaders. Of course, obviously, we have the leader that people either really love or really love to hate. And you see that kind of a split
and
as well.
Also the political leaders. There was another part of the survey, and people said they are most confident in our military and the least confident in Congress.
Yeah, and law enforcement. By the way, news media is ahead of Congress, so that's one good takeaway out of this. Economy and jobs, 11%. Now look at the spread here. Healthcare, immigration. Some of the questions will say, how about healthcare and education? People on those individual questions respond, yes, that's more important. Those are kind of loaded questions, you know, if you don't support education, you're somehow against the kids. But the climate issue, way down the list.
At the bottom.
As well. So, again, what's in this and whether the current president or future presidents use the takeaway or not, I mean, the good news is the military has a great positive influence and perception, according to the survey. And yeah, and you see this on the Republican side versus Democrats. There's still a split there as to who thinks we should be involved in different places.
Right.
You find out who the allies are. Of course, Australia is there and Canada and so forth. The number in terms of people who see Russia as an ally has actually gone up compared to last year. Not a lot, but it's still China, the biggest enemy. 60% biggest enemy. You get into some questions about cyber espionage and hacking, some concerns about that in there as well. But China, North Korea, Russia, Syria, that's kind of the, you know, the naughty list, if you will, getting into the season.
It's interesting. A lot of the, we have to go, but a lot of the issues, it seems like a reflection of the country. It's very split. Yeah,
and it's always limited to what's in the survey. The margin of error is always 5-6%. What
okay, well, next year we'll have to look back and see how it changed and what's important then.
But Reagan said peace through strength, and Reagan was also very well received, still most popular president in that survey as well. So.
I bet so. All right. Thanks, Mark.